What's up, homies? Welcome back to another episode of the CzechXicans podcast here on Heroes Reforged. It is the post-Star Wars celebration party time.
Yeah.
Remix.
Yeah, that's what you were hearing a lot, Hector.
Yeah.
Right?
So much of that.
And I was like, shut up,
Shut up, you guys.
I'm trying to do my job.
I'm trying to Star Wars here. Okay.
How was it, though?
I'm
Was
trying to talk to Phil Tippett. Calm down.
That was a very entertaining interview to watch, by the way, for many reasons.
Yeah, those guys are amazing. They're amazing.
Yeah.
I wish I
Phil
could talk.
Tippett, Dennis Murin, and Joe Johnston.
I wish I could talk to them for more than 5 minutes.
I was actually surprised you didn't go up to Joe Johnston before or after and be like, hey, Rocketeer, Captain America.
Rocketeer makes me rock hard. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Hey.
I see. I understood that one.
Yeah.
I understood
get
that
it.
reference.
But it was cool. Augustine, you didn't make it because your dumb friends got married.
No,
He doesn't even know why you were gone.
Even worse, I
Oh,
was
wait.
babysitting.
You were babysitting a dumb cool
babysitting.
house in Las Vegas, Nevada. No, that's
Living
cool,
it
man.
up. Yeah.
That's
No.
where this came from.
We will. Here's the thing. Here's what I learned.
It's a big can of love.
Here's what I learned.
It looks small in Adam's hand.
Yeah.
It looks ginormous in my hand. This is a
hand
1 liter.
it to me.
Force perspective.
It weighs like 8 pounds.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's just a regular size Adam beer.
Yeah, that's a.
Wow.
Sorry, who was
I don't know
going
what
to say
that says
something?
about me, but
I was going to say
What
this.
were you going to say, Hector?
So Adam came down and Adam experienced this. I certainly experienced this. First of all, shout out to every single person who said, hey, man, I love Heroes Reforged.
Yeah.
You, Adam, and Augustine are fantastic.
Yeah.
Love the CzechXicans podcast.
Yeah.
We got shout outs. A lot of people said, love your reactions,
Yeah.
which is great. They're like, I was just watching it in line
The
to
Obi-Wan.
go into this panel.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Or whatever. But specifically people that were like the CzechXicans podcast and the Heroes Reforged channel. Here's what I learned. If the three of us go to a pretty big like comic book convention, we're going to get stopped every 5 minutes. It sounds very braggy.
Like if we walk together.
well,
We
it
are
was
gonna,
just very
like
unexpected.
every 5
Yeah.
minutes. It was unexpected. It sounds like I'm bragging right now, but I'm like logistically, we could shut the thing down. Logistically,
Yeah.
we're the biggest draw in the building, baby. No,
And nobody
I'm
knows
kidding,
it.
but
Yeah.
it was really nice to walk around
Totally.
with Adam even for a little bit.
Yeah.
And people were like, I got to take a picture with you guys. I got to take
Yeah.
a picture asking
Yeah.
where you were, you know,
Yeah.
like it, I think.
I'm not real, baby.
Yes.
I'm just a
Hologram.
projection of
Yeah.
you two put together.
and good programming
All
done.
right.
Okay,
Done.
good.
AI
Every
Excellent.
feature, get the voice
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
AI
We're good to
sequence
go.
deactivate.
Yeah.
Deactivate. But it I think we have been talking about it for a while, and it definitely confirmed it at Star Wars Celebration even.
Yeah.
But the three of us, we need to like host a panel.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
Star Wars Celebration, at San Diego Comic-Con, at New York Comic-Con, at any of the big shows.
Yeah.
Chicago, Seattle, like we can go.
Yeah.
And I think people
Would show up.
Would show up.
Yeah.
Let us know.
You let us know. You got to tell us. No, but you're absolutely right. You know, I was like really, really, really surprised because the last Star Wars Celebration I went to was 2015.
Yeah.
And we had only been doing YouTube for 1 year. And I got stopped for sure. And I was pretty surprised at that point. And this is the first Star Wars Celebration since then. This is the first convention I've been to since 2019. I
Yeah.
think same for you.
Yeah.
I guess big convention because I know you've done
Yeah.
some like smaller ones. So yeah, I mean, I was walking the floor and people started stopping me, and it just kind of kept going, and I was like, "Oh,
Can I get to where I
was
need to
not,
go?
Well, not even that. I was just like, "Oh, because we don't." Star Wars has never been like a big thing for us.
And Adam and I had masks on, bro.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. It's
Yeah.
like we were not wearing Heroes Reforged shirts. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
No.
We were not advertising.
Mine said directed by Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah, I had an Obi-Wan Kenobi shirt on,
Yeah.
and it was like,
Yeah.
that's the other thing is that
Yeah.
if we had hats on
Yeah.
and the masks, maybe we wouldn't get stopped as much.
Yeah.
But
You mean full Avengers
full
disguises?
disguises, undercover,
Yeah.
undercover. But
yeah, it was really cool. It was really nice to meet people and for people to be so complimentary of everything that we're doing.
Yeah.
And for people to like actually be actively watching our stuff at Celebration was really cool. And I think because we've just been so disconnected from cons for the last few years, it just kind of hit me by surprise. Especially because, you know, we started the channel right when COVID had happened and all that sort of stuff. So I was like,
I guess we've just been gestating this whole
Yeah,
time. We've
like,
just
you
been
don't really-
incubating.
yeah.
Well, not only that though, guys. We started this channel in 2015. We
Yeah.
started YouTube in 2015.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
We are almost a decade into this. Not almost a decade, but what, like 7 years?
Oh God.
7 years into this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So like we've been in this for a while, and I don't know. It doesn't feel like it just because we hopped around a little bit.
Yeah. Sure.
Our following feels fresh. It feels like this channel's getting some attention that our other channels didn't get, which
Yeah.
I think feels really good.
For sure.
But like now I feel like we're kind of hitting a stride, and it feels good.
Yeah.
Even though I wasn't there, I feel
You were
it.
there.
I
You were
feel
there.
it.
You were
I
there.
feel it. But let's talk about the real meat and potatoes, Hector.
Hosting.
The shirt you were wearing.
The shirt. Oh my God.
Which was beautifully featured in our trailer reaction for
Did you
Andor
see the
and Willow.
reaction to your shirt?
Yeah,
Damn,
I
bro.
did. Yeah.
Massive.
Did you get that at Celebration, or did
Yeah.
they give that to you? Oh, okay.
I got it. No, they gave it to me.
okay.
There was a box of stuff and I pulled out. I was like, I'll wear
It
this.
like fit you perfect.
Yeah.
You wear it like
Real
I do
crispy.
with the button
Real
up,
crispy.
buttoned up
Cholo
all the way.
style.
I love it. I love
Cholo
that look.
style, yeah.
Absolutely love the
Yeah,
look.
yeah, yeah.
You
Yeah.
should have unbuttoned the rest and just
Yeah.
buttoned the top.
Yeah,
Either
exactly.
way, I'll take it.
Star Wars.
Star Wars, mijo. Guáchale, guáchale. No, but let's talk about Mr. Diego Luna and how you, one of your childhood dreams came true. Well, I guess not
Super
childhood.
nice. Well, I don't know. How old was I when I saw Y tu mamá también?
A
I don't
child.
know. A child.
Yeah.
Too young. Super nice guy. Talked to him for about 30 seconds. Took a quick photo with him.
30 seconds in heaven, baby.
30 seconds in heaven. Told him that that my mom was so excited when he was cast.
Yeah.
And he really appreciated it. He goes, "Oh, give her my love. Give her my love."
It's the accent that you need.
You got it, dude. You
Said,
got it.
Chamaco.
Chamaco.
Give her my
Oh yeah,
love.
chamaco. I'm actually like my mom is visiting right now because she's about to house sit and watch our cats and stuff. And I got to talk to my mom about it. I mean, because I sent her the picture pretty much that day. I was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, Diego Luna says
Says hi.
like
Says he loves you.
sends his love." And my mom is a big fan of Diego's because of mainly because he directed the movie Cesar Chavez.
Oh,
He
okay.
directed that movie, which I don't think people understand. Like I think people, maybe even our sort of viewers, know Diego Luna is like he's in Rogue One, and
Right.
I know he's a Mexican actor, and he's been in a bunch of
Yeah.
Mexican films, and
He's a versatile artiste.
international superstar. But he's like a producer and a director.
Yeah.
And he made the movie Cesar Chavez, starring Ant-Man's own.
What's his name?
Oh my God! Why am I blanking
God.
on
Luis.
Michael Pena?
Michael Pena. Jesus
We
Lord.
have the internet
From
right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
I
guys.
got it. I know Michael Pena's name. I know Michael Pena. But and he's in the movie as Cesar Chavez, and Rosario Dawson plays Dolores Huerta, and John Malkovich is like the bad guy, like the racist white guy that they had, the man.
Yeah.
And that movie is fantastic. I love that
I
movie.
haven't seen it yet.
It hit me hard.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it in a couple years, but I went out of my way to, because you can't buy it anywhere on Blu-ray. I think I went
okay.
out of my way to get a nice Blu-ray from online
Oh, I
just
see.
a few years ago. Because I was like, wait a minute, I love that movie. It's not in my collection. I'm gonna get it. But
Yeah.
if anybody hasn't seen it yet, track it down. It's worth watching. And I love that Diego Luna made that movie because he was like, Hollywood wasn't making this movie.
Yeah.
They were either they had it and they just passed on it, or they weren't progressing, or whatever the case was, and he was like, I'm gonna make it. So with his clout, with his power in Hollywood, with his power in international cinema, he was able to get that thing done, and he directed it himself. So
Yeah.
I love him in Star Wars. It's his enthusiasm, his red carpet interviews, all that stuff is fantastic. He seems like a great guy.
Yeah.
But he
Is a great guy.
he did something that not too many folks, I think, in his position do, or maybe a lot of people in his position end up doing. Salma Hayek is a producer as well, because these actors, they get into these positions and they look around and they're like, there's nobody else
do
here.
this.
Yeah.
Bryce Dallas Howard, right?
Yeah.
I mean, her
Directing now.
dad is a director,
Yeah.
but getting
Yeah.
into it is a whole nother
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he's executive producing the Andor show, so
Right,
it's I
right.
think
Ron Howard or no? Cassian?
No,
Diego Luna.
All right.
yeah, no, Cassian, not Diego.
That's
Cassian.
cool.
But he talked about it in the panel how it was an opportunity for him to get in early, so
Yeah.
he could really kind of have an influence and say on the story of what happens to his character.
I can't
so he's
wait.
not just playing the same character again.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's going to be so great.
And it was your first celebration, period.
Yeah. I'm pretty
And you
sure.
got to co-host.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
What the
crazy
fuck?
is
When
that?
we got drunk in Anaheim, what was that? WonderCon?
It was
What
WonderCon.
it? Okay. Then I've never done
That's clearly why he
celebration.
doesn't remember.
I've never
Clearly.
done celebration.
Clearly.
Never done it. Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
How did you hear that you were going to be a host?
They emailed me asking if I was interested.
Exciting.
And I said, yes,
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
interested.
okay.
And then they basically just had like a Zoom call with me.
Uh-huh.
And they were kind of like, okay, so it's going to be at the end of the month. It was like not that long ago. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
It's like 4 weeks ago.
And they were setting everything up. And it just, they, like, I don't think I really had to
Did
audition.
they like get your shirt size? They're like, we need
Yeah.
you to look snazzy. Here are some shirts.
a few weeks before, they're like,
Okay.
we'll pull your measurements and they'll just be like a bunch of clothes in the back that you can pull from. And
Huh.
I was like, okay.
Everything Star Wars
tight.
themed.
Did you get
Yeah.
to keep the shirt?
yeah.
That shirt's legendary.
I
man.
have
you know
it.
that, right?
I know I
Okay.
have it.
Good.
You'll know when it's a special occasion when I whip that out.
You got to whip that out, and
Yeah.
also your Oscar Isaac jacket.
yeah.
You saw that thing?
I don't know if I do.
That was a great birthday present
Bro,
you
I
got.
do.
We spent so much
I
time
know.
agonizing getting you that jacket.
I know.
It's not
It was
even
awesome.
Funny.
It was
He's gonna
awesome.
trade it in for
It's awesome.
Cassian Andor
I
jacket.
think
was so stressed out.
I think I have it, but I think I may have moved it to a section in my place that's like where I
Yeah.
have costumes, maybe like
okay.
costumey
Yeah,
things,
yeah,
because
yeah.
I also have like a Star Trekky like thing.
That's right,
I'm not
I
gonna,
remember that,
I'm
yeah.
not really gonna wear it out, but it's like a costume.
Could.
So
Why not?
I could. Poe
Represent.
Dameron. I
Represent,
don't care.
Come on.
Wear all your stuff out, dude.
Oh,
You're
my
Hector
Finn and Poe jacket.
NAVARRO, bro.
All right.
Host of Star Wars Celebration.
All right.
Best friend of Diego Luna.
Yeah, we're best friends. That's great. But to sum
Oh, man.
up, it was awesome. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we all get to go next year. Oh, what's up? It's in London? I don't give a shit. Let's go.
I think that should be
Yeah.
a goal.
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
should legitimately be a goal.
Yeah.
We'll spend time at Celebration
Yep.
and then run around town causing trouble.
Yeah.
And then
Mayhem
they're
and
going to have to
mischief.
kick us out of that country. I sort of Bob. I sort of Bob. We're going to have to get kicked out of that country.
Humpty
Yeah.
Dumpty sat on a wall. I'm climbing that fence
Climbing it
at the Buckingham Palace. I'm going in.
I'm kicking the rest of those eggs off that wall. Whoever else is up
I'm
there.
here to see the Queen. Let me
I want to say
her.
what's up.
I want to say what's up.
I wanna holler at my girl.
Tell her that someone from the colonies is here to see her.
From across the pond.
Someone from across the pond. Tell her someone's from one of her colonies is here to say something.
Oh, man.
Anyway, down
So
with
good
the Queen.
times, right?
Yeah, good
Well,
times.
Adam, tell us about your experience because yours was a little bit different.
Yeah, mine was a little bit different. The Star Wars Celebration was weird this year because they had a ticket system set up for all the panels. So in order to get into one, you had to go on like the week before and basically sign up for what panels you wanted to go to.
Hector's like, is that what the commoners
I
do?
have no idea.
Is that what you?
Is that what the peasants do at the convention?
do? Oh man,
That seems quite
sucks.
quite frustrating.
I would never go if I had to do that.
Yes.
That's not how royalty does things at Star Wars Celebration.
Everyone I talked to just got into every panel because they're working for social media for some company. Or they were there at those panels because they were moderating them themselves.
Everyone watching this is like, yeah, I had to wait in line, you dick.
That sucks.
But yeah, it was weird. It was weird. It was like a different type of system this year. And then because I didn't know about that, I had missed the deadline to sign up for any of the panels, which is why I wasn't necessarily in like the deepest hurry to go to Celebration because the floor is Anaheim Convention Center is very small.
Yeah.
And you can
do
walk
it
that whole
in-
floor in like 2 hours, if that.
And that's like spending time at each booth.
Yeah.
You could really walk up and down the entire floor, just kind of scoping it out.
Yeah.
In like 30
30
minutes.
minutes, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so
So you were just hanging out. You were editing our Obi-Wan Kenobi
Yeah.
stuff. You were working all day.
I was de-hiccuping our videos.
Yeah.
The best edit,
Yeah, that's
director's cut. That's our Snyderverse.
Oh, fuck me. That was
That's
the
our
worst.
Snyder cut right there.
That took 4 hours to finish.
Yeah.
Nobody told you to do that.
Yeah. You didn't have to do that.
I know, but I was rewatching the video and I was like, this is kind of irritating. But I felt bad because somebody in the comments was like, why didn't you just get rid of the hiccups before you started? I'm like, do you understand how hiccups work? They
Yeah,
don't just like
but,
go
like,
away
they
that
ha-
easily.
like,
yeah.
It's like it's work to get rid of them.
biology. Like
Yeah.
it's
Literally
you know.
an involuntary muscle reflex.
Yeah.
and it started after we had started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
So,
started
like-
though,
Yeah.
so that episode 2 of Kenobi, I was waiting to drink my drink for that episode because I didn't
Yeah.
want to have to pee in the first
Yeah.
one, right? And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'll just drink this after. Moment we start first sip,
Yeah.
Yeah.
hiccup.
Yeah.
Right there.
That was
Game
it.
over. Game over.
Yeah.
It was
First
just
sip.
game over. And so,
Let's try to
yeah.
let's all of us try to get hiccups right now. Let's go.
But it was funny because I watched it and I put it on with the episode and I was like, this can't be that bad. And I'm sitting there watching.
I'm just gonna mute my mic.
I wasn't convulsing, sir. I was not.
There was
But
a couple.
your mic was, for whatever reason,
It was
your
super
mic had
sensitive.
picked it up so easily.
Like even the smallest
Yeah.
little
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
throat gurgle.
Yeah.
literally the small, so, and you can hear that. I don't know why the sensitivity on your mic was
Hey,
so.
we pay big bucks for the equipment on
I
this
It's
show.
funny because you would be like over here, you'd be like, "Wow, that's crazy," and then it would go.
Yeah.
Like it was like somehow you're talking at like a normal volume and it wasn't even picking it up that much.
Yeah.
But the tiniest little gurgles.
tiniest
There
little
was a couple
throat
times where it got me good.
Oh yeah, it did for sure.
I could tell you were annoyed and you were like really trying to focus on the show.
Adam's going, will you shut the fuck up?
The thing
I was losing
I
it.
wasn't annoyed, but what I ended up doing is I ended up turning so we use a program called vMix where the call has all of us. I ended up
He
turning
muted us.
No, I didn't mute you. I turned it down.
Yeah.
To
Yeah,
zero.
He did.
Well, the reason is because I don't watch the show with subtitles.
Oh, I see.
I see.
Foolish. Oh, well, you should have told us that. All right.
Yeah,
Well, next
so
time there's
that's why.
anything happening in the subtitles, I'll be sure to fill you in.
Yeah, make sure you read the subtitles as you're
sometimes-
talking about.
Just
your
narrate the
point.
show for me,
Sometimes
please.
subtitles do give you, wait. Not a hiccup.
Not a hiccup.
Sometimes they give you the
Who's talking
the name
and-
of the character who's
yeah.
talking, stuff
Right,
like that.
right,
They
right.
do sometimes subtitles do clarify things,
Yeah.
even if you can hear the show at normal volume.
Yes.
Right.
That you can no hiccups. Dang,
hiccups.
I'm really
No,
trying.
sorry, bud.
The latest controversy is my comment about Darth Vader's voice. So
Which is what?
I have been watching you, third sister.
that it might be created by the AI voice
The AI
thing.
system.
So is it or isn't it?
We don't know. No,
Really?
no one has confirmed.
Oh,
But the program has a credit at the end of the episode.
yeah.
So I went on my Twitter and I was like, I have a really strong feeling that they did the voice the same way they did Luke's in Mandalorian. And people are like, no, he's credited as James Earl
Oh,
Jones.
I
And I'm
know.
like, I understand that he's
Yes.
credited as James Earl Jones.
It is his
because
voice.
it's his
Yes.
voice that they scanned into the computer.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
I got so
Don't break
heated
your
with people.
stuff.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's turn this episode into a rip on comments episode.
Oh, perfect. Let's do
go
it.
ahead and just start it up. Let's just start it up.
All right.
I know Hector's down.
No,
but yeah.
it was a little annoying because they were like, "Oh, these outlets confirmed it." I'm like, they didn't confirm it. They watched the episode, they listened to the voice, and then they watched the credits that said "Voice of Darth Vader, James Earl Jones," and they went, "Let's write an article about it." They didn't ask Lucasfilm about any confirmation.
Right, about how they used his
Yeah.
voice. Was it because we were talking about this too, that they did the same thing for Val Kilmer, right?
I think possibly in Top Gun,
Yeah.
Because I only say that because I've heard interviews of Val Kilmer since he's had throat cancer, and his voice sounded different than what it sounded like in the movie.
Right.
So I don't know if maybe they had like augmented some things.
And also,
but-
what we heard in the movie, it's not a stretch to believe that that's somebody's voice after when they can't speak.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
like to me, it didn't sound unnatural.
No, not
And
at
so
all.
I was like, wait, is this what they kind of used his voice for?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't
Yeah.
make sense. Because it's a scratchy voice.
Right.
There's not any like huge inflection in it.
Right. The program's called Respeecher,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the big reason was like, we noticed that he sounds much more youthful than he does in the than Rogue One, especially.
So there are some words which they overpronounce, and I think I caught it when he was on his throne talking to Reva, and I think he said the word "yours" just a little bit too overpronounced. Yours, like he hit the O-U-R
Classic
a little
robot.
Yeah.
Classic robot.
Classic Matrix voice.
I watched some of
yeah.
their demo videos, and it is insane what that thing does.
Yeah.
Like to the point where I almost want to do not a podcast episode, but some video where I just input my voice into it.
Yeah.
And there's also another program that basically does like a 3D model of you that can also like mouth. And I'm like, I could probably create a video with my face, my mouth, it moving using Rescreener or Respeecher and this other program. And I bet most of our audience will be like, that was a great video. And then a week later, we'd be like, yeah, none of it was real. it's all CG.
Do you have $200,000 to
Amazing.
do that?
It's not as expensive as you would think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not that I'm giving us any ideas.
That's so I was talking about this with my wife as we were on the car ride home. We were talking about the Val Kilmer thing, and we were talking about like digital rights of people in movies going forward, basically, because people in the past couldn't necessarily fathom that this type of stuff was going to happen, right? Like them being able to process hours of your voice into a whole different
where
thing.
you can basically recite the alphabet.
Right.
Yeah.
People like Robert Downey Jr. owning their 3D scans.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you're going to use anything digitized of Robert Downey, you got to pay him, right?
Right.
So like
As it should be.
it's absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's a really
It's fascinating,
It's
dude.
fascinating. It's like a really weird,
Yeah.
and it almost seems futuristic space to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
in
is.
the climate that we're in now, because even when, like, you know, not to say Lord of the Rings is the peak of cinema, which I believe it is, but you know, it could be argued against it, even though you'd lose. That like nobody really thought about those types of things as this technology was developing.
Yeah.
And now it's to the point where it's like, oh, we can AI generate anything.
And it's kind of like
It's
how
unbelievable.
it's kind of like how when streaming started to become a thing, a lot of industries in Hollywood didn't foresee that happening. So they had not just that, but like contracts that were traditionally set up to kind of protect actors and stuff with residuals for typical projects didn't exist. So it really became like the Wild West. And
that's
now
fairly recent too.
Yes,
that's
it is.
like within the last year or two.
Yes, it is. So it's another thing now where like, since this is the frontier, people are going, okay, we got to get out in front of this. We have to figure out how we can protect people and ensure that they'll still be, because even with AI tech, like, that's something that can be all generated, but Disney, if it was James Earl Jones not performing that because he's 91 years old and probably doesn't sound exactly the way he did when he did A New Hope,
right?
But he is a phenomenal actor, so I don't know. Maybe he does. And
maybe
the last time we heard him, heard him in Rogue One and in Rebels.
Yeah.
Wow, and he did come back to do those voices.
Yeah.
And then acting wise, what's the last project he worked on? Isn't he like still doing theater and like?
He had been. I'm not sure how.
We have Google.
I know. Anyway, only the point being, it's like even with AI generated stuff, you're still going to employ and hire actors to create the performance that the AI will be deriving itself from. So
it's not like on its own it's doing it.
Right,
it's
right,
like done with artists and people in mind.
Yeah.
And like the way they were describing Val Kilmer's recording is that they got hours and hours and hours of his voice, of just clean audio of his voice, but it still didn't spit out like a proper, perfect reimagining of his voice.
Right.
It was like they really had to go in and pick and choose the things that they wanted his voice to be, rather than just like relying on the computer to get it right all the time.
You know what I just watched the other day because I started watching the show Barry, is that those deep fake Bill Hader videos that are so
Those are
funny.
good. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where's Jim and Peter? It's like, I'll go find them. Good, you find them. Show me your leadership capabilities. They're right there.
It's amazing. So funny. Yeah, I don't know. It's like really weird because I know we had the conversation when we were talking about Grand Moff Tarkin, like Peter Cushing, and we were like, okay, but what does a guy like Peter Cushing do when he's been, I think he passed away in like the 90s, like 94? It's like long before any of this tech has been around. So like, how does the estate of Peter Cushing justify or like what's the deal for that?
And also, like, given that they are actors working for a studio, who owns the right to that voice and that performance?
Right,
like, can a studio just say, "Oh yeah, just take it from the movie, pay us for it"? Obviously, but how does the estate of the people of the actor or the whoever owns that?
I know, for example, that Marvel probably owns Iron Man, the like Robert Downey Jr. armor.
Yeah.
But like, so Marvel could probably put Iron Man in stuff.
Right.
But if he goes and it's Robert Downey Jr. under there,
they gotta pay RDJ.
If you hear him, pay RDJ.
Yeah.
So he could still be Iron Man, but if it's like Robert Downey Jr. talking, I'm like, I hope they're paying him. Same with Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man is masked, or any of the characters that have the full thing.
Right.
It's like Marvel could kind of just plop that, which is probably why Spider-Man is in theme park rides and stuff like that. I mean, it's Spider-Man also, but then that new theme park ride also has Tom Holland as a part of it. He shows up as an actor in the thing, and it's his voice throughout. So, I think it's very interesting.
It's weird to me.
And where all that legality falls under. If Star Wars or Lucasfilms owns the image of Darth Vader, do they also own Grand Moff Tarkin? That's an actor.
Right, exactly.
Do they own Luke Skywalker?
Jar Jar Binks.
If they animate him in like a little YouTube animation and they draw a little Luke Skywalker, sure, but if it's the likeness of Mark Hamill, but then they own C-3PO. The contracts,
Mark Hamill's contract specifically,
because he's still in it.
He's still in it. He's still alive.
Yeah,
he's been de-aged.
Yeah,
he's also been on set with that actor, like coach acting.
Right.
So like, what does that role look like? Yeah, where's the line? First of all, what does that role look like for a person? Yeah, I think he's like breaking ground because he's saying actively breaking ground because he's letting people I don't want to say letting people know it's okay because people can choose whatever they want with their likeness, right? But like showing,
but he's involved in the process.
He's involved in the process, and that it can be done in a way that is approved by the actor while the actor is still around. And I don't think very many people are paying attention to that because it's not really being highlighted. But I think it's pretty revolutionary.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at like legacy characters in film. Luke Skywalker is like one of the only ones who is going from, main trilogy to sequel to spin-off series
to prequel spin-off series.
Yeah, like he could show up in the Ahsoka show.
Maybe Spock is a comparable character where
but even that though, like that's had Leonard Nimoy, Zachary Quinto, and
Ethan Peck.
Ethan Peck is the new Spock.
So that company owns Spock. Do they own the likeness of Leonard Nimoy?
Right.
Do they own the likeness of Zachary Quinto?
Do they only own it when Leonard Nimoy is in the costume? Or like not in the costume? Like what's that look like?
Yeah. Well, now we're like totally off topic, but Stan Lee.
Yeah,
the Marvel Studios like signed some deal where Stan Lee can show up in like MCU movies or something.
I didn't read that, but it seems weird. Like that press release seemed like they
can like use his likeness.
It seemed unfortunately worded. I don't know what the hell it means. I don't know.
Yeah, like does it mean they could put Stan Lee in a poster in the background?
Yeah, which I'm like that shit's cool because they were doing that on some of the Marvel TV shows that they couldn't actually schedule. 90-something-year-old Stan, like in Cloak and Dagger or Runaways or something. They just have like a picture of him.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that if they want to keep, if it's cool with the estate of Stan Lee, whoever is going to benefit from that.
Yeah, and
Marvel wants to pay the family of Stan Lee to be like, can we put a framed photo of him in the back? Go for it.
Right.
I don't want to see a digitized.
No, I don't either.
You know what I really also don't want to see.
What's up?
Is a holographic Stan Lee up on stage introducing conventions and stuff. Right?
No, I don't either.
Don't Tupac him. That's horrible.
No.
I agree. I think that we've mentioned this before, but the fact that Stan Lee was such like a mascot and he had passed away.
Yeah,
I feel like it's such a great opportunity to be like, okay, every time you have a new comic character, just bring in a creator and give them the cameo.
Right.
Kelly Sue DeConnick was in Captain Marvel.
Right.
Put like Dan Slott in, put Brian Michael Bendis in the Daredevil show that's coming back, or put Dan Slott or whoever in like the background of She-Hulk. And give them one line. And then give them that SAG credit and give them those residuals, baby, because they'll make more money from that probably than from the entire time that they were writing or drawing these comics. Anyway.
Anyway, Star Wars.
I almost bumped into Keller Marie Tran when I came out of the bathroom.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. No, that was cool. Just kind of seeing the opposite side of things, and we got like a little sneaky peeky at the LED wall.
Yes,
because on the stage above where they would like interview talent and stuff, they would have like a backdrop of the sand or desert or like whatever it was, and then when I was out there for the closing ceremony, they had the Cantina band playing, and the Cantina band would pop in and out.
Oh, cool.
But on the opposite side, you could see like the actual inner workings of the LED wall. And I'm like, I wonder if these are any volume pieces that they brought here.
Interesting.
Yeah. But it was cool to see that stuff. Yeah, we took a really cool photo with the photo team. I
just took him back there because I knew he'd be geeking out about the cameras, and he was.
Exactly.
I told him the whole story.
Nobody else cared.
But
Adam and this guy Wes were like, so I have the XLR. Oh, cool.
We got this server set up over on this side.
Yeah. So come check this out. And
he was like, I had an artist make me a custom LUT so I can map it right to the photo, and then the photo goes to the server. Yeah. And Hector was like, I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna go get my notes.
I feel like I was supervising a play date where I was like, good, you guys get along. That's good. good.
I'm gonna sit over here on my phone. And
it was really. I really liked it though, and like they went through the whole background, and it was cool. I just appreciate it because I think like the tech part of everything that we do is so overly complicated.
Yeah.
And it's cool to like find people that like you vibe with over those sorts of things and you can chit chat with and you're like, all right, cool. Yeah. Like I understand the whole process of everything that you're doing.
I appreciate that you do it, Adam, because I'm a techie kind of guy, but like not to this level. Like all of this seems like it's simple. It's not simple. Like having the right cables to set up, making sure there's no audio interference, that it's syncing with the camera, that we're recording it 3 times so that we're not losing audio. Like it's all been very well thought out, and it takes a very particular way of like thinking about it. And that's why when like we get like people who ask us like, hey, we're starting my YouTube channel, what should I do?
What a can of worms that is.
Like, oh man, this is like a decades long conversation we can have here. Like even Hector, because you do the 500 Greatest Films podcast. Good plug, man. Did you see that plug? 500 Greatest Films, best podcast on the planet.
Pretty good.
But like you kind of know what that's like because you have your little center mic mixer.
Yeah.
You got all the mics set up and making sure that you're in the proper room that you can record it in, and just like, have you ever had any like major failures where like it didn't record and it ruined it?
I think I'm trying to remember, but if it was, I feel like it was something that Keller and I could have just easily done like a redo of where it didn't, we have like a guest and they came in and they spent their time. Oh shit, we lost the file or it was corrupted or whatever. But I don't know now. It's been a couple years. I think everything's okay. I feel like I was also keeping every single episode on like a hard drive.
Yeah.
And I think I'm missing one. And I'm just like, all right.
It's gone forever.
It's in the wind. I can't. I mean, it's online. All the episodes are online, but I'm like, I don't have a copy of it just in case that goes down or something.
I've been looking at a lot of like archiving stuff because we have 20 terabytes of storage for everything, and I've used up already, I think 11 terabytes of storage.
Shit.
So I'm at the point where I'm
2
now
2 years of footage.
So I'm at the point now where I'm looking and I'm going like, okay, how do I consolidate files? What can I render out?
Put it in the cloud.
You know how much money that would cost?
What are you talking about? A lot of money.
Put it in the cloud.
20 terabytes of data.
Cryo freeze it.
Just freeze a bunch of drives together.
Yeah. Don't you know what the cloud is, bro?
Yeah, it's up there.
Put it there.
But I've been looking at like, okay, what if I rendered all of our videos like one like really super nice pristine copy, and then like remove everything else and not keep everything.
That's years of work.
Yeah, I know, and that's the thing. It's like so much work to go through everything because you think
we should hire somebody to do
data
that.
management. Yeah.
Lucas, you're hired.
Because you think about all the shows that we've reacted to in the trailers and all that stuff. Like, those are all like there's all components to those
it's
things.
All there.
But anyway, was there any other announcement at Star Wars Celebration that like even though you may not have like hosted or whatever,
you're gonna get a kick out of this? Did you see that Star Wars Visions is getting a season 2? Not only that, they're branching out. It's not just going to be animation from Japan. They're going from Chile, the UK, Ireland, like South Africa.
Get some French animators on this.
Dude, when I heard that, I was like, oh, that's going to be awesome. And it made me so happy as an animation fan. Really cool.
So I don't know if you know this, but when we were in the booth taking our photo, the people who came in and that we let them go ahead of us, they were talking about Visions on the stage. And I'm so bummed because I was like, I wish I would have waited 5 minutes longer to just be like, Star Wars Visions, make more of that, please.
Yes.
All of them.
Yeah.
I really like. I feel like Star Wars Visions, even though it didn't get like a massive response, not that I could see at least.
Unfortunately.
Right? Unfortunately, I feel like that was we're getting Obi-Wan now, we're getting a terrifying Darth Vader and all that stuff. But I feel like what Star Wars Visions did was really break new ground.
Agreed.
And really show you how cool this universe can be. And that's not me shitting on anything that's out right now.
It's just like elevating it.
It's elevating.
They need to keep doing that because the more that they broaden what Star Wars is, the less people get mad when they take risks.
Right.
The less people get like, that's not Star Wars. Shut up, dude. Yes, it is.
You don't even know.
Star Wars is a lot of stuff.
Know nothing.
Yeah.
Star Wars is a crappy ass Christmas special with no budget Wookiee costumes.
It's Vader and it's Life Day. You got to take both of them together. You got to take them both together.
Or nothing at all.
Yeah. Or just don't watch it.
Or you're not a real fan.
Do you have anything outside of Andor?
What do you mean that like I'm excited about?
Yeah, that they announced, like whether it was a TV show or
nothing.
well, they only announced Disney Plus stuff. I think. Mostly,
I think so.
right?
I mean, we saw the trailer for Willow.
Yeah, that looks so good.
I'm more excited about just watching the OG Willow with you
Yeah,
guys,
I know.
plus that new show later this year. So yeah, what else? What about you? What other big announcements?
Ahsoka seems really cool. I mean, they pretty much announced that the Star Wars Rebels crew is coming to Ahsoka.
Yep.
And I'm like,
Mando's going to get a season 4.
yes,
John Favreau kind of said
I think
that.
he already started writing it.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the season 3 teaser they showed was pretty short, but it's Mando and Bo-Katan Kryze. They're going back to Mandalore.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun to kind of explore what that is.
Cool.
And I think Star Wars, especially the Filoni Favreau stuff, it's getting, even though it already was tapping into the Clone Wars Rebels era, but mostly Clone Wars, I think it's going to lean into that even more so. And I think the addition of the Star Wars Rebels cast is hugely indicative of that. And then going to Mandalore, like, it is a good opportunity if you haven't done so yet to maybe consider watching Clone Wars and Star Wars. Rebels.
Absolutely.
I know it's kind of daunting because there's so many episodes, but
I told you guys I convinced my girlfriend to do that, right?
yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
That's love.
It's a big commitment.
I would
Real
not
love.
watch it with you.
It's basically marriage because she said
Yeah.
she goes, I sent her the list of all of the stuff.
Yeah.
And she goes, okay, but like, I don't want to, rush through it. Like it might take a long time. And I went, no. This is going to take a very long time.
Yeah.
And I said,
we're on your time, baby.
I said, I'm in it for the long haul with you, dude.
Yeah.
Did you give her a Star Wars ring?
I told her, I want to be with you for the rest of my life. And then she goes, this might take us the rest of our lives. I said,
And you're
yeah,
like,
that's what I'm
This
in
is
for.
better than an engagement
That's
ring.
the commitment right there.
Do you understand?
Better than an engagement ring is when she agrees to watch all the Star Warses with you.
Hector, you're set for life, my friend. You're set for
I'm
life.
just gonna have to do it on my own, I guess.
Yeah. Forever, dude. That's sad.
Forever and ever.
Hey, still be you right now.
Because if you start dating someone midway, you got to cancel
That's
it.
right.
You
I gotta
cancel
redo it
yeah.
again. I'll do it again.
Did you just do a Birdman call?
Yeah, I did.
Shout out to Birdman.
Reboot.
Reboot.
Shout out.
Tales of the Jedi seems really awesome too.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you guys saw about that.
I didn't
Just
really
that
see
picture.
much, just that announcement.
Yeah, so it's a 6-episode series of shorts. 3 of them are gonna be about young Ahsoka Tano. We're gonna meet her mother. We're gonna see some episodes with her and Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Sad.
And then the other 3 episodes are gonna be focused on young Count Dooku
What?
and Qui-Gon Jinn.
What?
Young Qui-Gon Jinn.
Crazy.
Which I'm excited about because they're bringing back Liam Neeson's to voice older Qui-Gon.
course.
And then
Wow.
his son is gonna voice younger Qui-Gon.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So Count Dooku is one of those characters that I was always in. Well, it's mostly because of Christopher Lee because he's such an awesome actor.
He's awesome.
Or he was such an awesome actor.
Yeah.
So I was excited when they announced that because I'm like, I want to know more about this character because we don't know really anything other than he was like a fallen Jedi.
I think there's a whole bunch of it that's covered. They made a book.
They did, yeah.
It's like an audio book first.
Yeah.
And then I think they put it in print. So it's almost
Yeah.
like a radio play that's called Jedi Lost. I think it's called. And it's like it's like Count Dooku. He trained Qui-Gon, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
But then Yoda trained Dooku.
Yes.
So it's like, where did Yoda fuck up? Like that's what that
Right.
isn't that
Right.
interesting? And
Yeah.
so I also
What it's
I also
insidious,
thought that Count Dooku was frankly kind of like a silly, very thin character in the prequel movies.
Yeah.
As awesome as Christopher Lee
Yeah.
is and was. And I feel like he wasn't even that much more interesting in Clone Wars. He was just kind of like the bad guy, and he was a great bad guy. But I would be interested to see the exploration of that character. I'm always down
because
for
I think
that.
Dave Filoni is again.
Yeah.
He has a good handle on Star Wars.
Yeah.
Obviously. And I think
I'd say so.
between jumping around live action and animation, it's a really good pool of Star Wars content that I think expands not just the universe, but also the characters.
Can I tell you guys something else? A little behind the scenes.
Yeah, what's up?
Of
Sneaky, a little
Lucasfilm?
sneaky
Tell us a little
peeky.
I hope I don't
peeky?
get in trouble, but this was my experience, and it made me genuinely happy as
Yeah.
a Star Wars fan. I feel like now, even after that experience, I'm like, actually, I think I like Star Wars more than ever after this experience.
I'm getting that feeling.
I
from
met
you.
people that are Lucasfilm employees.
Yeah.
Right? I met people in the Lucasfilm story group. I met people who work behind the scenes there. And like everybody who I interacted with, I didn't get to meet everybody, but literally every person whom I met and spent a little time with, pretty quickly I was like, you're a huge Star Wars fan.
Oh, yeah.
And not only that, but there are people who are in those groups that I mentioned that they're like, This person's favorite movie is Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
This person's favorite movie is The Last Jedi. This person's favorite is Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
That, you know, that like they have this broad love of it, and it didn't seem like it was just one type of fan kept getting hired by Lucas.
Right.
Like they had young people.
It's
They
not
had
just OT fans or prequel fans.
people older than us,
Yeah.
and they had, and I took I shot my shot, and I kind of pitched to them my perspective as a fan. I said, hey, listen, if there could be any takeaway after like this weekend, because I don't know if I'm ever going to get to work with Lucasfilm again, and I just want you to know I'm a fan. I said, I want you to pass along that like as much love as the prequel eras and the OT eras are getting right now by Lucasfilm, don't neglect the sequel eras. I love those characters, Rey and Finn and Poe, and flesh that stuff out and make it awesome. And one person I talked to was like, Hector, I am in those meetings and I'm letting them know the prequel kids who grew up and now they're this demographic that they're going after with Obi-Wan Kenobi and everything, that they're like, we absolutely believe that that's what's going to happen to kids who grew up with the sequels, that they're going to grow up and it's just like, bring back Rey, bring back Finn, you know, and that, I kind of like said, I'm like, okay, maybe let it breathe for a little bit. That's okay.
Yeah.
But just, you know,
be aware.
Know to go back to it because those characters are so awesome. And I think that even when I compare like Kylo Ren and Darth Vader, as awesome as Vader is, I think that things can be done to even make Ben Solo, Kylo Ren even richer and more, you know, just flesh that shit out. And I got basically a confirmation of like, oh yeah, we know, we got you, we got you. So it made me happy as a fan of those movies and those characters that it's like, okay, they're not just abandoning ship. Dude, and then just bigger picture, it feels like it feels as though Star Wars doesn't really have a plan, but they're not saying that they do. Right. Versus Marvel, which I also feel like doesn't really have a plan, and they've kind of never had a plan, but they kind of, I think, let everybody think that they do. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I feel like Marvel is also making it up as they go along. Like they're pivoting, they're changing up their plan. They did it since phase 1, phase 2. They only knew phase 1. There's a blueprint. They only knew phase 1. They're like, oh, the Avengers will team up. Yeah. And even with the first Avengers movie, they're like, who's the villain? Loki and Red Skull? I don't know. Yeah, and then they're fixing it. I think that Star Wars right now is like, look, we're doing a show over here. We're doing a cartoon show over there. There's no movie Endgame in sight. There's no Avengers Endgame to try we're just doing stuff. But the Filoni and the Favreau of it, they're crossing over with Mandalorian, Ahsoka, Book of Boba Fett. I think they're building towards something.
Star Wars Rebels.
I think they're building towards the Thrawn. I think is going to be a big bad of that. But I do think that it's a really exciting time for Star Wars right now because of that, because they're just kind of like, you know, putting all that stuff out there, and who knows what the Taika movie is going to be, right? You know, who knows like what the next movie is going to be, and like,
because it's supposed to be Rogue Squadron, but we haven't heard much about it, and I'm kind of like, make it whenever you feel like it's the right time.
Yeah, there's no rush. Right. There's no rush on that one.
Yeah, they don't have to do things to line up with other things because of an established Star Wars
There's
order.
no rush.
But I also think about the things they're doing now, because we were always talking about how we want the universe to progress forward. Yeah. I was under the thought, and this is just my own thought, that like, I think they do want to move forward. I don't think they'll focus on Darth again. I don't think they'll focus on like Obi-Wan or Luke and Leia, but now they're going even farther back than I thought they would go. Yeah. And like giving their childhood stories context, giving Vader probably the story justice he deserves if they keep going in the direction that Obi-Wan is going, because he's the scourge of the universe at that point. And I dig it. And it also makes me think that there's only a certain amount of these stories they can tell. Right. And I'm glad they're running through them. Is finite. Yeah. I'm glad they're running through them now, because that is going backwards is ultimately pushing us forward. Exactly. Because we're telling once you tap out of that, we're gonna tap out of all of Darth Vader's stories. Like, we can't tell his stories forever. Obi-Wan's gonna have a finite story. The only one who might be left out in the open, and we might never know, is Yoda, because that is always supposed to be a mystery.
He's 900 years old. But to your point, like, there's a series called The Acolyte that's coming out, and it's 100 years before the Phantom Menace.
200 years.
Yeah. I think the Acolyte's 100 years before
Is it?
Phantom Menace.
Okay.
But High Republic is 200 years before
Yeah.
Phantom
Yeah.
Menace.
Right.
But yeah, so there's potential to like see Yoda there. Like Yoda is one of those characters, like Yoda,
Right.
Mace Windu, like those types of characters. There's potential to like really lean into those stories if
Right.
they want to.
If they want to, they're not necessary though. Like I believe that those two characters are already so cool that you don't necessarily have to touch them anymore. But that's ultimately going to move us in the direction where we want it to go, where it's like, let's get other cool characters in
Yeah.
there. Let's get
Yeah.
the whole universe like
Other families,
fleshed out
other
families and aliens and what happens after the Jedi. Like, is there an
Yeah.
evolution of a Jedi?
Right.
Right.
I mean, perfect scenario. I don't know if this will happen, but if Taika Waititi was like, I'm doing a Star Wars movie that takes place 500 years after
Right.
the Skywalker story, I'm like, great.
Yeah.
Do it.
Right.
Do something so disconnected that's unexpected.
Should we like make
Write a
this
Star Wars movie?
Should we make this an entire episode of a future podcast, CzechXicans podcast, where we predict
What the future of Star
the
Wars is?
Star Wars future or past or whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
like, and just pitch a bunch of ideas and shit?
Should we make up our own Star Wars names? of
Ah,
characters?
I like that.
Scrapping dooping?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Qualgar Fartso. Yeah, that's my
I can't
character.
beat
Whatever we
Qualgar Fartso.
That's amazing. You know, I don't know if you,
Jedi.
I,
Yeah, the Jedi, the famous
goes
Jedi
like-
Qualgar
goes
Fartso. He's got a new gas-powered
oh my
lightsaber.
God.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
Qualgar Fartso.
Oh my God. Now I can't unsee it. But you know what I actually do? What I would like to do, and I started, but I'm not done because they're hour-long episodes. Star Wars Explained. They've done really great episodes about the evolving timeline of Star Wars.
Yeah.
And it starts like thousands of years before the Empire Strike or the
Yeah.
Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
And it talks about more or less the birth of the Force and the Jedi and the
I love
first
all that
Jedis.
stuff.
It's incredible. They do an amazing job with those.
Yeah.
But I think like for me, I would have a lot of fun watching and listening to an entire episode of that, of the most updated version, which I think they just put one out maybe like less than a month ago.
Canon or Legends or both?
I believe it only has canon stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. But it'd be really cool to sit down and watch one of those and then, yeah, like think up like, okay, like what could have been or where could it go?
Yeah.
Because I don't want the Star Wars universe to live in the Skywalker era forever.
No.
I think you're right. There is like a finite amount of storytelling before timelines start to bump together.
But
Yeah.
we are evidence of this. We're part of the problem, gentlemen. You can't beat the emotional investment of like, oh, I get to see a character that I know. Like Darth
Yeah,
Vader
that's
and
the-
Obi-Wan
that's the-
Kenobi. That's,
yeah.
the, that's the balance.
Sure.
That's the balance.
And
we want new shit,
Yeah.
but also it's too tempting for them. It's too tempting for
Yeah.
us.
Absolutely.
If they get to do a story where it's like, and
Yeah.
here's little baby Leia. We're
course.
like, that's the coolest
But
thing
then
ever.
I think of something like Mandalorian, and of course there's that comfortability of like, it's a character that looks like Boba Fett.
Yes,
It's a character
yes.
that looks like Yoda.
Yes.
And immediately I'm like, oh,
Yep.
interested I am.
I'm
Yes.
in. I'm in.
I'm in.
Exactly,
But,
exactly.
again, I'm like, I can't speak for every Star Wars fan, but I know just me personally, I have that open-mindedness that if someone like Taika says, I'm doing a story set 200 years in the future, I'm like,
Yeah.
thank God.
Bring it on.
Let's start
Yeah.
building that out.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
I think you can
that's
do both. I think
yeah,
you can do both.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then, then you open up a 200-year gap of time where now plenty of filmmakers can come in and be like, I'm going to do something 50 years, 60, 80,
Yeah.
120,
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there's a lot of cool opportunity with Star Wars because it is kind of endless.
Yeah.
And there's a new book coming out that was made for people like you and I
What?
called Star Wars Timelines.
Yes. Oh, I know all about it.
Yeah, and they've got a map of the entire universe, and it's
Love
the
it.
first time that the map has been updated since 2008.
Have you seen this new? Go to the internet for a second. Adam,
Yeah.
pull up a new tab. Look up the DC Book of Lists. Have you seen this? Because I feel like you would also really like this book. I just got this,
Uh-huh.
and it's fantastic.
Ah.
It is just a classic sort of like encyclopedia-ish
Yeah.
style book, but you flip through it and they're like, here's all the characters who have been the Flash.
Oh, cool.
You know what I mean? Flip it
Yeah.
again. You're like, here's all of Superman's
Every Green Lantern or-
Here's every time that a different color of kryptonite has affected him and what it does. Here's every kryptonite. These kinds of just
The
like
DC
lists
Book of Lists, a
Hector, that
multiverse
is-
of legacies, histories, and
right?
hierarchies.
I bet
Isn't
you
that
got
crazy?
the biggest boner when you saw this.
I feel
Oh,
like this
my
book should be
God.
written by Hector
It
Navarro.
was
for
here's
real.
they have a list of every person who has trained Batman. So that of course includes like Alfred and like
Ra's
Asian
al
martial
Ghul
artists and Ra's al Ghul and Henry Ducard, but also has like Sherlock Holmes is on that list, and you're like,
that's cool.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
But yeah, so
Hector, I imagine your head is just one big list inside of your brain.
it is.
It's just like
It's just slowly checking things off until I die, and then I'll finally be like, I'm done.
I'm done. No, you're dying, but you're like,
all.
but wait,
My list.
put me out of my misery.
I'm not done yet.
I'll finish it in heaven. Yeah, basically.
Man. Well, Star Wars Celebration was a really fun time.
Yeah.
And there's a question that we're going to address, but I think we would love to go to London next year for Star Wars Celebration Europe. And I think it'd be a lot of fun. And
The only way we're gonna do that is if we hit 1 million followers by next year, baby.
That's right.
Make sure you hit that sub button. Make sure you hit that like button for that algorithm.
Not a million. Not a million.
1 million followers.
But we are poor.
Subscribers.
We are poor, and it would help.
So go watch our new reaction
Free
for
for
the
you.
boys.
All you have to do is subscribe. It's free for you, and it helps us.
It helps us a lot.
It makes a little bowl of porridge that we can go to sponsors and go, please, sir, look at all of our subscribers.
Look at my magic spoon bowl.
Please look at my magic spoon bowl, please.
Look at my engagement numbers.
Please let me shave my balls for you, sir, please.
I can't even buy milk for your
Please.
cereal that I'm promoting.
I can't even afford the milk. If I could just have some money.
And a golden spoon.
Just a little bit of money. Please. I want to go to London to celebrate Star Wars.
to hang out with fans.
I want to go to London and shit on the Queen's lawn.
Patreon questions.
Patreon question.
The first question comes from Stasik Gata. There have been so many biopics lately of musicians, politicians, and even parodies like Walk Hard. Is there any person or group that the Amigos would like to see a biopic movie or show of? Keep up the good work, guys. Huge fan of all the positivity you bring to the world of pop culture.
I wish I had a clever answer.
Yeah.
But I don't think there is.
If you say us, I swear to God.
No. I don't think there is a better mockumentary than Spinal Tap.
It's pretty great.
Oh, yeah.
Spinal Tap
Yeah.
to this day cracks me up like no
really great.
other, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the real Stonehenge that I saw, but I took a behind the scenes tour. Remember I told you we went to the Pantages Theater and went behind the scenes. So behind the scenes, we were on the stage, and I completely forgot that I didn't tell you guys this. I don't know if you like Spinal Tap or not. But on the right-hand side of the stage, there's like all the stuff that like the people on stage use to control the stage, whatever. They had this collection of little duckies. So every production would put their own little duck and write their name on it and stuff. But up in the upper right-hand corner, there was a Stonehenge that was about yay big and about this wide. And I was like, is that Stonehenge from Spinal Tap? Like, I was freaking out, and the person next to me was like, I don't know what that is. I was like, how could you not know?
Oh, wow.
How could you not know? He didn't
so
even know what
funny.
Spinal Tap was.
What?
And I was just like, how can nobody tell me if this is the real Spinal Tap Stonehenge?
Wow.
The one that the little person kicks around.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
It's so funny.
Damn.
It's so damn funny.
Pretty great.
Now I want to rewatch that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
It's
think
been a
aren't
minute.
they,
It's been a
aren't they
minute.
making a sequel? Didn't
I
they
don't
just
think
announce
so.
they're doing a new Spinal Tap? Dude, I'm
I
not
think
kidding.
so.
You
I
should
think
look it
so.
up because I'm gonna be looking forward to that.
But so to answer the question, musicians, politicians, or even parodies. I don't know about parodies, but I would love. I would love a biopic about Led Zeppelin or Queen.
Ooh, interesting.
Well, no, not Queen because we have Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, we have Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, which I was okay with.
Yeah,
I didn't love it.
it was
but
okay.
Yeah,
Led Zeppelin would be
Spinal
Led
Tap.
Zeppelin would be good.
A new Spinal Tap movie is in the works.
Really?
Nice.
Wow.
With
wow.
the same people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice. Looking forward to that one.
That's so funny. That's going to be great.
I love Tenacious D, and they already almost are their own parody.
Yeah.
They had
But it would be funny to see a parody of that parody.
Oh my God. Who'd you cast?
Like, who is Jack Black?
Yeah.
That's great.
If he like became that old international rock god that he wanted to be. I mean, he is a rock god. I would put him in that category. But like, if he became like that long-haired, leather-wearing, spike-having, like, made a deal with the devil kind of guy.
Right.
I think
would be
that would
fun.
be pretty funny.
Yeah.
That'd be
You have
good.
one?
Yeah,
Not to put you on the spot.
I don't think it'll ever happen because Warner Brothers is very it would make them look very bad.
Siegel Schuster?
Yeah. The creators of
too.
Superman. There's
Yeah,
two
yeah.
Cleveland Jewish kids who
Yeah.
created Superman, and
I
then
actually-
really got screwed out of the rights of
Yeah.
Superman. And
So
yeah,
when we started YouTube, somewhere in like 2015, 2016, I had someone reach out to me
Mm-hmm.
who was trying to get a Siegel Schuster biopic produced,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing ever came of it. And I have no idea like where that project landed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I totally agree. Like Siegel and Schuster would be very interesting, but because of Warner Brothers, I think it would be so hard.
I would want it to be, but it would have to be like extremely well
Honest.
produced and
Yeah.
honest,
yeah.
and honest.
It would
Yeah.
have to be a tragedy, basically.
I mean, yeah, from everything that I've read and heard about Siegel and Schuster, by the time they passed away, they kind of almost had nothing.
Yeah.
And considering, and I think they sold Superman to National Allied Publications for like pennies, like nothing massive. And
I think you're right. I think it's like a few $1,000s.
yeah, like
which is
nothing
just like
much. Yeah, considering how much of
Yeah.
like a because and I think it would be interesting in that biopic to actually have Bob Kane be another character in the film.
Oh, absolutely.
Not be about him though.
Absolutely.
Because Bob Kane, his dad was a lawyer, and he worked out a really good deal for Bob
Yep.
Kane, which is how he was basically able to.
and maybe even got more credit than he deserved.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
a lot of what Bill Finger contributed
Yeah.
to the Batman
Yeah.
mythos was
Yeah.
sort of, and they did
Yeah.
they did a documentary about Bill Finger, the man who created Batman.
That's right.
But that would be interesting too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
You guys are talking about just a straight up documentary, though.
Yeah. You know what? I'll take a doc.
Yeah.
I'll take a really good
I
doc.
wouldn't mind a doc. I think a biopic would be cool, but yeah, a documentary. Either way, but yeah, that's the hard part is because Warner Brothers owns everything Superman. What kind of approval process would that be?
Yeah.
If they don't like the product that you've made, are they going to say like, well, we're not going to let you use Superman because of that? I'm like,
right.
well, this was 1938. Like, really?
Yeah.
You know? But
Yeah.
that's the studios got to keep their image, unfortunately.
It sucks.
Anyway,
Next question.
Sean Jacks 30 asks, is there any chance of you guys doing older movie reactions like you did with X-Men Days of Future Past?
When did we do that?
We did that almost at the very beginning of our
Oh,
channel.
yeah.
Very beginning.
Maybe
Okay.
a Captain America or Endgame or any Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. So you just want us to do Marvel
So
MCU movies, what you're
Basically,
saying.
you want us to do the whole MCU.
No,
over
so
again.
we most recently we did Chippendale Rescue Rangers, which is on our Patreon.
Yeah.
That's the first movie reaction we have done since like 2020, I think. I'm definitely interested in doing more. I think if
How about this? Let me
Yeah.
cut you off. We have
Go
been
ahead.
talking.
I'll just take
and
another drink.
We've got some stuff planned.
Yeah,
So stay tuned.
yeah.
Because we have had this conversation, but we have ideas and plans
Like
and-
100
and-
times.
and different
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So to answer the question, yeah, it's in the mix.
It's in the mix.
It's in the mix. But
Adam, what you should do is find that old 12-hour marathon we did a long time ago.
no,
Yes. Find it and put it out on Patreon.
a Geek and Sundry.
Yeah. Well, that was still with the other channel though. Like that was technically we shot at the studio.
Yeah,
Oh,
But that was for our channel.
yeah.
It wasn't for
it
Geek and
was.
Sundry.
It was.
Wow.
They were just nice enough to let us use the
They
studio.
hosted, yeah.
Right.
wow.
So we
Suckers.
potentially can use that footage.
Yeah, but I mean,
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's a very
7-year-old
long time ago.
opinions. You sure
Yeah.
you want those on the internet?
Yeah. Yes, I think that would be fun.
we were
'Cause
we were
had a-
hugely problematic.
I don't
Real
think we were.
dickholes.
we
I have
were,
no
we
idea.
were, we were like, we don't.
We don't like Mexicans in
Yeah.
these movies.
Yeah,
That's what we said.
We hope Mexicans never be in these movies.
Those guys, get them out of here. And then Kevin Feige heard us and he said,
That's
"You're
right.
right."
we were saying dumb shit. We're like, Iron Man's gonna live forever.
Yeah.
We were
I'll
like,
recast them
we were
15
like,
times if they
no,
have
Steve
to.
Rogers is Captain America,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Oh my
Nobody
God.
else. I think it would be fun for us at least to watch those and see what
You know,
what we were
I'm,
talking
and
about.
I know this is just me. I can only speak for myself, but I'm always down to do a rewatch of a movie I have because I do not watch the MCU movies that often.
Constantly,
I never rewatch the movies.
I feel like I do, but,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah,
been,
you
been
do.
a while.
I don't.
Yeah, I do only because I try to go through all of the special features on a Blu-ray,
course,
and then
yeah.
I put it away.
Absolutely.
And then once
Yeah,
I put it away,
yeah.
I'm like, I really don't revisit
I
it
mean,
for a while.
There's a lot of MCU movies I've only seen once at the theater and once during that marathon.
Yeah.
I don't revisit them a ton. I would say the most MCU movies I've probably revisited are Infinity War Endgame, maybe like Winter Soldier and
Black
Iron
Panther.
Man 1. Black Panther, quite a few times. Yeah. So it's not that common. I've seen Halloween about 45 times, and I would definitely rewatch it again for Patreon if people want to.
8,000 times,
I just watched it last week. Anyway, next question.
Yeah.
From Tyler. Now that you've reacted to the Walking Dead video game, what's the likelihood of you guys doing any other game reactions? Perhaps to the Spider-Man games or the Batman Arkham games, for example.
Ooh.
What I had
I think we all had fun.
I had a great time.
I had a blast.
Yeah.
I had a real blasty blast.
Yeah.
I could do more, but I feel like it's on the back burner.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
It's like I think we would all be down to do more, but we have a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff
that
we
we're
have to
doing.
watch,
So I feel like it's on the burner that's in the back.
Yeah.
That's all that means.
Is that what that means?
You know
Back
what?
burner?
You know what I'd rather do? I'd rather hook up.
We got to get Hector to cook something.
I'd rather hook up a PS1 and play Apocalypse starring
Yeah.
Bruce Willis. I'd rather react to that. I'd rather do a playthrough of that.
retro
That was
gaming.
Old school games that
Crazy
nobody
Taxi,
remember.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had to pick like games that I would definitely would like to play, Jedi Fallen Order would be one of them.
Oh, yeah.
I played very little of that game.
Can we do? Do you guys have any VR stuff? Can we do Vader Immortal?
We don't.
We could set
But
up this
we
room to
could.
be VR.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
actually
Ridiculous.
could. No, yeah.
We could.
We
We
seriously
really
could set
We
up this
really
room to be VR.
So funny.
We could put a curtain here
Yeah.
and
Knock down fucking Baby Yoda.
No.
and shit.
Look, so have you guys seen those people who do the whole green
Yeah.
screen VR situation?
Yeah.
So for the audience, it looks like the person is inside the game.
Right.
For us, we're obviously in the headset,
Right,
but
right.
I feel like we could do something pretty cool
Yeah.
could
with
be
VR
fun.
in here because we have the setup for it. We just need to.
It would
Look
be
at Adam
it
trying
would
to
be
think about the tech.
it would be fun though to try to be like, okay, we're gonna play through like Star Wars games.
Yeah.
Jedi
Yeah.
Fallen Order. What was the like not Rogue One? What was it called? Rogue Squadron?
Yeah, from Nintendo
Yeah.
64. Yeah.
No. What's the recent one that came out?
Battlefront.
Oh, Battlefront.
Not Battlefront. There's another like piloting one that recently came out after Jedi Fallen Order. It's like the most recent big game. Star Wars
Squadrons.
Squadrons.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I wasn't. You guys are looking at me like I was fucking crazy.
No.
I said the word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did.
Star Wars pew pew.
No, but I mean, I'd even be down to revisit that Telltale style game.
Sure,
Like all those games are really fun too.
I played the Batman Telltale and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, we would love to do more gaming. And I know that the comments for the video was overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah.
I think the thing that we would want to try to kind of figure out is how do we get that in front of more people's eyes?
Yeah.
And I know part of it is hard because it's Walking Dead. We do not talk about The Walking Dead on this channel.
And it's a game
at
from
all.
10 years ago.
Exactly.
And it's,
Yeah.
that's
So
true. That's
I
true.
feel like if maybe we did like Batman or Guardians of the Galaxy, the brand
Yeah,
new game,
yeah,
or
that
we
would.
did like, if we
a
did,
popular thing. Yeah.
if we did something
that's
that's kind of like connected to some of the things that we react to, then I think there's potential for it to do a lot better. So, but I'm definitely open to it.
Let's hook up an N64 and play Superman, the
Yeah.
animated series.
We're gonna buy a piece of the volume and we're
right.
gonna put it here.
Sick.
Well,
And
that was
we're
the
gonna-
thing that like we have talked about quite a bit, but I know that it's very common for individual streamers to watch and play games.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I felt so much less pressure having to be good at the game or perfect the game or
No.
have a really insightful commentary about the game when it's all three of us because we can just kind of like
Pass the
Have fun.
controller.
pass the controller and have fun.
I died the most.
And dying is actually fun.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on the back burner,
Yeah.
but
Maybe during downtimes between series reactions and stuff.
potentiality.
Tell Disney to take it easy.
Yeah,
That's
watchale.
right.
Slow it
That's
down.
right.
Slow it down a little bit.
Road and Unchained. Hey, carnales. Has there been any effort to have your own panel at Comic-Con or Star Wars Celebration? Also, keep up the good work with CzechXicans. We need them chunkless merch. So,
Oh, yeah.
we just said we
were hoping to do a panel at Comic-Con. We unfortunately missed the deadline to submit, but there are some upcoming conventions like New York Comic-Con, Star Wars Celebration next year, that we're definitely going to look into potentially doing some sort of a panel. I think the big thing that we've talked about is maybe doing like this podcast in a live setting with an audience.
Oh, yeah.
I think that'd be really fun, and we can
think
interact
that's-
with you live and
yeah.
take questions and all sorts of stuff. So stay tuned. And as soon as like we have info, then we'll definitely update people. But for Comic-Con, because it's so close, no, we may or may not do something. Nobody really knows what's happening with Comic-Con yet. Like we know it's happening, but I don't
To
know.
what
I don't know
capacity?
if Marvel Studios is coming. I don't know if
Yeah.
DC's coming. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. Give it time.
Thank you. Thanks for the support.
Mark T. Howard, are you guys considering trying to launch an original property whether it be a comic book, a TV movie concept, a game, character, world, etc. I thought I heard a comment about developing an idea a while back and was curious if that's still in contention. I believe you were talking about this
Doom
show
the musical?
idea. Oh, Doom the musical?
Doom the musical.
We got to do that at some point.
We don't own the rights to Doctor Doom.
I feel like
looked into
Claire
it.
58 has stopped watching our videos because we
I know.
have not done Doom
Claire.
the musical.
Claire, we miss you, Claire.
Yeah,
We miss you, Claire. Not even
I
in the
know.
Discord anymore.
No.
Man.
Oh.
Oh,
so sad.
now we got sad.
I
Thanks a
know.
lot, Mark.
We have to adopt somebody new.
I know.
I don't know.
Don't tell her
Are we trying to launch an original
Well,
IP?
I had an idea for that pilot for the TV show that I want to do that's travel based. That I would like to somehow try to figure out. But yeah. What the,
I
what
mean,
the,
yeah, Mark's sitting there with a pad and paper,
Yeah.
being like,
He's
"Yeah, what do you
like, yeah,
suckers
Mark-
got?
What are you
Mark from
dum-dums
Disney.
gonna do?
What's your pitch? What's your idea?
Let me know.
What's your
let me
idea?
know.
And he's like,
I'm gonna
okay.
go tell Robert Chapek about it.
And now I have to find 3 Mexicans that look exactly the same.
Coming
and
soon
put
from,
them on the show.
from Mark T. Howard Productions, the Geek Travel Show.
From Eric Estrada Productions. 3 Mexicans travel.
You know what? That's our problem. We got to get a big name like Eric Estrada to attach
we really do.
to our stuff.
We got to get your best friend Diego
Isai
Luna to
Morales.
produce our
Diego
stuff.
Luna presents Heroes Reforged.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
There you go.
Sorry, Mark, you can't have my idea. Anyway, John C. Vasquez asks, "Hey, gentlemen, I was wondering what the next meetup will be. Are you also coming to San Diego Comic-Con?" So again, we are going to come to Comic-Con. We don't have any like specific details or dates or anything. I'm like when we're going to be there, what we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
We submitted for press badges. I have no idea what that's going to entail if we get them, what that's going to give us access to.
Also, COVID permitting.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Don't know if we're going to do a meetup. We don't know what's going to happen at
because
the con.
you know
so.
everybody came out of not everybody, but a lot of people came out of Star Wars Celebration and they got COVID.
They got the vid for sure.
Him and I got tested. My at-home test was negative. I'm waiting results on my other test. Hopefully it's negative. I don't feel any side effects from it. Hopefully that remains that way. But that is a really big consideration is if we do a meetup, where do we do it? Are we going to do it outside? If we do it outside, are we going to have a space for it?
And it's like
how
if
many
we
people?
can't kiss you guys in the mouth, what's the point?
Yeah, what's the point?
What's the
if I
point
can't
of
make
doing
out
it?
with you, then
Yeah,
why do it?
if I can't Eskimo kiss you,
Yeah.
what are we
Yeah.
doing here?
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, we'll keep you updated.
What's the one with the eyelashes? What kind of kiss is that?
Butterfly kisses.
Oh,
Butterfly kisses.
Butterfly in the sky. I can go twice as high. Just take a look. It's in a book. It's fucking reading a rainbow.
Reading rainbow.
Fucking reading rainbow.
We'll let you know.
I can go anywhere.
Oh my God, we should go watch along
Take
with
a
that.
look. It's in a book. It's fucking reading a rainbow. Fucking reading a rainbow. Did your guys' version not have the F word in it either?
I believe it might have.
I checked with LeVar Burton himself, and he said that is the
That's the
official
original
version.
song.
that one has the parental advisory sticker.
Cool,
Rated
cool.
MA, TVMA.
Yeah, rated TVMA.
Why is this TVMA?
Yeah.
If you listen carefully, they
Listen to
really
that theme
quietly
song.
they say
Yeah.
fucking reading rainbow.
Motherfucking reading rainbow. Yeah.
Oh my God. Jay McFly asks, would you consider a watch along of Love, Death, and Robots?
No. Next question. I'm kidding.
There is amazing animation and great stories to
I
be
hear,
seen.
yeah.
The episodes are held short, so it wouldn't even take you guys that long to go through the 3 seasons that the show already has.
Guys, we just did Arcane.
I really would love to hear your thoughts on
We
the
don't even
animation
like animation.
and the stories on this show.
Guys.
Jenks actually messaged me on Instagram and was like, would you guys ever consider doing this? I forget.
Wait, was that Jenks that asked that?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
This is from Jay McFly. Awesome name.
Yeah.
Awesome
Jay
name.
McFly. So good.
Jay McFly is probably the coolest kid
Yeah.
Yeah.
with popped collars.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys watching Love and Robots? Like Jay
My name's Jay
McFly.
McFly.
Jay McFly, you got an F on this. Hey, no problem.
No problem. Hey, I'm
Turn
good.
that into an
Hey.
A for me, will you?
Okay.
No problem, Jay.
All right, Mr. McFly. Here you go. Hey, thanks, Teach.
But yeah, Jenks messaged me and said that it's a very good show, really good animation, on par with Arcane.
Love, Death, and Robots.
Yeah, and David Fincher, I believe, is one of the producers, and I think he may have directed like 1 or 2 episodes.
I thought you were about to say, and David Fincher reached out to us. He hit me up like,
he was
yeah,
like, "You guys want to react to this or
Yeah,
what?"
Do this now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
better than 7.
Yeah, I'm for sure open to it. After Arcane, I'm like, damn, I'm open to
But
almost
again,
anything.
we have a lot on our plate.
Yes.
That's all I keep like, here's what's happening right now. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Let's run it down. Obi-Wan Kenobi. What's on the horizon? Miss Marvel.
The boys.
The Boys is what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
X-Men the animated series season 2.
Right.
Yep.
These are all like happening.
Yep.
And then next month is She-Hulk and Andor.
And Andor.
And so we have a very small break at the 3rd week of July to the 2nd week of August. And then we're doing Andor and She-Hulk.
2 months from now is August.
And
yeah.
Andor will carry us all the way over, I think, into early November.
Yeah.
And if we do end up doing Willow, then Willow will be from November 30th
There's a
or
Lord
31st.
There's a Lord of the Rings show in September.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's other stuff we wanted to do to kind of supplement
Fill the gap.
supplement all that.
Yeah.
So I love. Here's the thing. I think it took us a while to get to The Boys, but that was absolutely a consistent recommendation from people.
For years at this point.
Love the enthusiasm for Love, Death, and Robots. Love the enthusiasm for basically any show. Anytime anybody's like, hey, would you guys consider watching this?
Yeah.
I always look at that and I go, dang, I wish we could.
Yeah.
I wish that we were Blind Wave or one of these channels that's like, we put out reactions 4 times a day, 5 days a week.
But that's every show you've ever heard of.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be totally honest, I don't
Talk shit, baby. Talk shit. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Be real, son. Be real, son.
I don't know if I personally
You're gonna
would
kill my
want to
father.
do 4 shows a day.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I think I would, and even if we had the means and the time and all that stuff,
yes.
I think I would rather do 1 episode per day.
Yeah.
And then when that show is done, rotate out with something else.
Right.
So I would constantly want to be doing something, but I don't know if I'd want to do that many shows.
Almost like a binge.
Yeah, so like every day is dedicated towards a certain fandom. So like Monday is Star Wars, Tuesday is Marvel, Wednesdays, so it's like a little bit of diversity, but
And here's the thing.
yeah.
All of everything that you guys see here is kind of done on our free time.
Yes.
And so like that would mean potentially turning that into our profession.
Well, I'm
And,
going to be
like,
honest.
it's-
I do it full time pretty
Well,
much.
yeah, you do it full time. But this kind of, turns into something else once we start reacting to everything everything everywhere all at once, basically, right? It turns into something else. And are we ready there as a group to do all that stuff? Who knows? Who knows if we're there, financially and all this. There's a lot to think about that you guys don't see that takes scheduling on our time.
They've already checked.
That's why I'm still single and I don't live in a house that I own.
That's true. That's true. It sucks to be you right now. But that I'm sure by this point Jay has already checked that. He's like, I just needed to hear if you watch it or not.
And you're not gonna do it, so get at it.
Turn off, unsubscribe. I'm out of here.
Hey, my buddy's ready now.
Grab and red.
Hey, Mom, how about some pancakes? Oh, Jay.
Jay,
This last question from Peter
rascal.
Evans is going to be a really easy answer. Peter Evans asked,
Do you think She-Hulk will make the cut for your reactions catalog?
No, we hate Marvel.
no Marvel, no
not gonna do
MCU
it.
stuff at all.
Ever
at
again.
all. But no, yeah. Well, obviously, we're going to do it. We're going to do it for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like the Marvel stuff and most of Star Wars is almost a guarantee.
Yeah.
DC stuff, it kind of depends what platform it's on. If it's on HBO Max, we're way more open to it than if it's on CW because CW is like a nightmare.
Yep.
Oh, we didn't even mention Superman and Lois season 2.
We're gonna do that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
When it drops on HBO Max, because like dealing with the CW website is just a nightmare. Thank you, Peacemaker. But yeah, so it really depends on the platform and all that sort of stuff. But Marvel stuff does really well for us. Star Wars has been doing really well for us. Even Peacemaker did pretty well for us. So if it's very accessible and it's very easy for us to watch it together, then we are more than likely going to do it. So I know a lot of people have been asking about Stranger Things and all that sort of stuff. And again, it's like a case by case basis. You know?
Yeah.
I haven't seen a single second of Stranger Things 4.
Yeah.
Just like with The Boys, I was like, maybe we'll react to it someday. So I just will avoid it.
Yeah.
And
me too.
I somehow I've been able to avoid that show and avoid every single spoiler. Like I have literally no clue what happens.
It helps
in
that
show.
it's not week to week. It helps that it all came out at once.
Yeah. Is that how they did it? Okay,
yeah.
got
or
it.
at least they broke up their.
They might have done like the first 3 episodes or something.
No, they did.
Stranger Things.
It's
Is that what you're
Stranger
talking about?
Things. Yeah, they split season 4 in half. So part 1, they've already dumped it out on there.
And part 2 comes out, I think, like the 3rd week of July or something.
Yeah, so we can kind of avoid it. Just like la 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 la.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm really excited about it. People are saying it's really good.
Yeah,
I like Stranger Things.
Yeah, and I've heard it's very horror oriented, which is like, well, obviously that's my jam. But yeah, so I'm really excited to watch it. But we haven't actually had a conversation about it, so I don't know if we're gonna watch it or not.
Is this you having a conversation with us about it right now, Adam?
We saw Top Gun.
Are you asking us out on a date to watch Stranger Things season 4?
Yeah, are you asking me on to Netflix and chill?
Are you asking us to Netflix and chill?
Like, what is going on here?
Which means you want to fuck? Adam, you are single. You are single. Dang, dude.
Single
and ready
for too
to
long, my
mangle.
Anyways, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm going to go finish my beer, go get some dinner, and throw these two out of this house that I don't own. So we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.